Hello and what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we've got two Kizer knives to go over together. These are part of November's release. I believe these are releasing at midnight, November 1st, right at 12:01, Cinderella style. So these are going to be available probably right away the moment you're watching this video, or later in that day. I'll have links for all these down below so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. And we're going to go in no particular order here, starting with this new model here, the Topsail. It's a Jonathan Styles design, S45 VN steel, satin blade with titanium and crystallized titanium handle. And it's going to be a frame lock. So Jonathan Styles, he makes some of the sexiest, best looking knives out there. So I'm interested to see what this design looks like. And we got the typical unboxing experience here. We got some paperwork. We got a wiping cloth. We have some additional hardware, which again is always appreciated. This is going to be steel hardware, by the way, in case you were wondering. And last but not least, we get a koala sticker right there. Action for you. All right, but now that we got that out of the way, let's see what the knife here is all about. Oh man, the Topsail, Jonathan Styles design. I think I've seen some pictures of this one on IG, and boom, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, in its full glory. Let's get a zoom in here so you guys can take a closer look. So we have like this bead blasted titanium, and then the inserts are crystallized titanium. So it's full titanium, but with a insert that just gives it a nice little pop right there. It has this nice gradient here from blue to purple. The first time I saw this titanium crystallized here, blue to purple sort of gradient, was on the mini Bulldog. And yeah, this one's been a banger ever since it came out. Of course, has already been released on the Kizer lineup, but this was absolutely a very nice, tasteful way to do the handle on this particular model. So now we're seeing a little bit more of that. Check out the upload on this one if you haven't already, by the way. But now we have a little bit of that on this new model, the Topsail. So that's looking good. The fit, the finish feels pretty good. I definitely think it looks really good here. The whole contrast of just bead blasted titanium and the colorful inlay. We have a back spacer that's also going to be titanium. This one has the crystallized sort of pink, purple, right? Whatever color is going on there. It might be colorblind. Pocket clip is titanium as well, and it's going to be, they say it's a frame lock, but it's more like a bolster lock. So here we go, triangle sort of hanger opening hole and a front flipper. So if you're ready, I'm ready. I kind of get a little bit of Military vibes, which again is also designed by Jonathan Styles, but bam, there it is, guys. That is the blade we are looking at here on the Topsail. A beautiful drop point blade with some belly, flat grind, satin finish, S45 VN steel, like we said earlier. Give it a nice little wipe there so you guys can take it all in its full glory. All right, let's see here the disengagement. Nice drop shot action there. Oh yeah, that's feeling really, really good. Down deployment, that feels nice. Front flipper. Oh man, that is tuned to perfection, right? It's even jimped a little bit around the front flipper as well, which is always the better, nicer way to do a front flipper there, as you can see. All right, take a look at that. Got the Jonathan Styles logo on this side, Kizer logo on this side. Very tastefully done, if you ask me. And yeah, the action is absolutely money. Money! All right, pretty dialed in on every single one. All three feel pretty good and satisfying. Now, because we have a bolster lock, frame lock, bolster lock here, we have, let's see, a steel insert for steel contact. That's good to see. And we have about, what is that, maybe 10-15% or so on the lock up there. Nothing crazy. Good amount of access from the show side here. Nice and easy to push down and to the left and disengage. And we have a nice little shake shutter action here. Not a guillotine on the way down, right? Kind of breaking in, obviously. So a little bit of a shaker, right? That's going to get it done the rest of the way. But yeah, this is very interesting to see. I could tell you that Jonathan Styles really likes inlays on his handles, right? The Military, the Ara, just another model that came out here not that long ago. This is that model I'm talking about here, the Ara. This one was released, I want to say, a few months ago. And it is a Munko Knives and Jonathan Styles collaboration there. Two designers in one knife. And you can see sort of this whole Military sort of type inlay on this one. So yeah, inlays are pretty big for Jonathan Styles, at least from what I'm gathering here. And this one here is no different. So I want to say the other thing I want to check here, the ergos. Okay, that feels pretty good. Full 4-finger grip. Pocket clip is comfortable, not necessarily too long or too short. Gets the job done. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And then, of course, finger choke here so we can forward choke. And we are good to go. Now, the jimping is way back here. So I kind of wish there was a little bit more jimping. So you could maybe put your thumb here. Further forward on the blade, a little bit of jimping there would have been nice. That's a little bit of nitpicking at this point. Not a deal breaker in any way, shape, or form. But just, you know, something that would have been nice to see. But I keep coming back to the action, and yeah, this thing is tuned very well on every single deployment method. Reach around, side of the index finger, right? It's got it all. So let's not forget we have another knife here to check out, Miguel. So let's take a look at that, shall we? Here we go. This other model is called the Shrike, and again, these are all part of the Bladesmith series, so it's a little bit more of the high-end models. The Shrike is going to be a Johan Jordan style knife, S45VN black blade, matte DLC Ultra. So they did that on the new original tool, and I absolutely love it. Titanium and flat carbon camo gold on the handle, and it's going to be a frame lock. So let's take a look here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, got the similar, unboxing experience with everything we talked about here all the time. Screws, sticker, wiping cloth, paperwork, and so on. But let's see what the Shrike is all about. Okay, first impression is going to be a little bit on the smaller side. Let's get it out here, take a closer look. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, a little bit again on the smaller side, so we'll see. We'll do some size comparisons here in a moment. So I'm liking the black and gold. That definitely pops here. Black bolsters. I'm going to say those are titanium. Yes, not the hardware, but the bolster. The hardware is going to be, of course, steel. But we got titanium all the way on the handle here. Titanium backspacer, it looks like on there, with some speed holes. It's a nice little contrast right there. Loving the gold camo carbon on this one. Definitely makes it pop. And thumb studs for deployment. We even have an opening hole tool and a front flipper. So this one should be pretty fidgety there, to say the least. We have a pocket clip that is titanium as well. No pull there. That one is not reversible, something to keep in mind. And neither was the pocket clip on this guy, by the way. So just FYI. But let's go ahead and get this thing deployed here, because I know you're excited for that. So my front flipper for the win, and bam, there it is. Holy smokes, guys. Now, I saw some pictures of this one. For some reason, I thought it would be a little bit bigger. And somehow, now that I have it on hand, it's a little bit on the smaller side. But I don't know why. I really don't mind it all that much. Right now that I see the blade, first of all, it's my kind of geometry right here. Right, got a little bit of a warning going on here with a little bit of a harpoon. Right, forward choke, finger choil situation, flat grind. That beautiful matte DLC on the blade, so that's offering protection there from scratches and things like that. Another bolster lock situation going on this one. Okay, thumb deployment, that feels good. Gonna overcome that detent. Trying to get that reverse flick, but I'm going to use the hole. There it is. That's where it's at. You can use thumb studs, or you could use the opening hole. And so for Spidey flick, reverse flick, that reverse Spidey flick off the hole is what works. Front flipper though, that feels so good. I gotta overcome this detent to be able to close it. Miguel, let's not forget about that. If I do the little drop on the finger, right, like that, actually feels pretty good. I'm still decently away from the blade there, so that's not an issue. All right, very snappy action there, to say the least. Now, it being a frame lock, bolster lock and all, we have good access here from the show side. Able to push down into the left and disengage. We have a steel insert for steel on steel contact, and the lock off there is going to be what, about 10%, 20% or so. You guys be the judge. 15% or so. Somebody told me in a different video, Miguel, I appreciate when you do the zoom ins on the knife. Really lets us see what the knife is all about. So here we go. We got some milling on the inside as well. Also milling on the other side. If you appreciate the zoom ins, right, if you find value in that, give the video a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, truly appreciated by yours truly. That makes any sense? Truly appreciated by yours truly. Anyways. All right, a little bit of a shake shutter. This one is not. Again, you got that late detent right there. You got to overcome. It's going to be a little bit of a, again, shake shutter. And, I got a small little guy right here. I want to say, look at this, right? Hammer grip, somehow I'm able to accommodate 4 fingers. With my average size hands, again, I don't have the biggest or smallest of hands. I'm able to get a full purchase, and then this finger choil right here is pretty good. I'm able to get a full purchase right there. I can either lock up right here with my thumb behind the harpoon, or guess what? There's jimping here. I can put my thumb right there on that jimping area, and I could accommodate a larger hand this way, without a doubt. So that's also looking pretty sick, looking pretty good there, if you ask me. Love to see that. So far, again, very interesting model here. We've seen a few of Johan Jordan designs here in the past, a few other models with Kizer. Same thing with Jonathan Styles, of course, right? And many more, because Kizer works with a plethora of different designers. But yeah, needless to say, guys, the action here is money.
Money!
Right, and in a way, feeling a little bit of lock stick. Right, let me see if... Okay, sometimes, right, I feel like the lock bar kind of sticks a little bit. Like it did it just that one last time. I'm not sure if you guys missed it, but I felt it at least 2 or 3 times here. Maybe that's just something that will go away. Yeah, maybe it's just kind of part of the breaking in process, if anything. But Miguel, you fidget too much with the knives, man. Put them down so we can take some pictures, you know what I mean? All right, fam, listen, I got you. Let me set them down here, right? You can see them right next to each other. Let's go 2x zoom. There you go, so you can see the detail. Again, Topsail at the top, no pun intended, and the Shrike model right here at the bottom. If you had to pick one, right? If you had to pick one over the other, which one would you pick? Do you like the Topsail more than the Shrike, or the Shrike more than the Topsail? Let me know in the comments below. We'll definitely love to hear your thoughts. All right, just while we're here, the Topsail is going to be a little bit over 7 inches, like 7.15, 3 inches on the blade, and handle is going to be around a little bit over 4 inches, like 4.15 or so. And on the smaller guy here, the Shrike, we have a little bit over 6.5 inches, maybe like 6.6, with a 2.5 inch blade and a 2 1/4 cutting path. So check your local laws, right? See what length knife blade you can carry. And as far as the handle goes, it's a little bit over 3.5, maybe like 3.6, 3.65 or so, right? That should give you more or less the ballpark. Rapid fire here next to a few of the typical ones in the channel. There is the MSI, here is the Stitch, right? So obviously, as you can see, you know, they're more like medium, right? Small size, or like a medium, right? And then maybe large, and maybe like a medium into large size, but these are like more extra large category, if you would. Keeping it in America here, we got the PM2 and the Para 3, right? Both of which are going to be a little bit larger, right? The PM2 and Para 3 are both larger than both these new Kizer models. And last but not least, there is the Demko AD 20.5, pretty close, comparable to that Topsail. The Kunwu Chad is going to be a little bit larger, more or less. And guys, these are all linked down below. If you guys want to check them out, prices, availability, and variants, check out those links in the description and the pinned comments, and you'll be able to check these out. It does help out the channel when you use those links, by the way, but that's entirely up to you and at 0 extra cost. And I also have content on all these knives. If you want to check the knife name, Miguel EDC, you'll be able to find those videos right away. But without further ado, it's time to get scientific with it here and see what these can do on our scientific cutting test. Starting here with the Topsail, we said it was S45 VN. Right, pretty good, decent edge there. Starting with some paper. Okay. All right, definitely cutting there, no issues. Bam, boom, bam. Now we do have some belly here, so you want to make sure to keep carrying the cut all the way through so you don't taper off. There we go. So no issues there. It can clearly cut paper without a problem. Now we're going to do a 2-wall piece of cardboard here, right? Cutting diagonally for better performance. It's going to look something like this. We're going to go left to right. I'm going to forward choke here for better control. And there we go. All right. That's actually pretty good. And I'm making sure I have enough leverage, obviously a good grip on my left hand for the cardboard. But yeah, I went through that cardboard there pretty quickly. The Topsail, let's switch over to the smaller Shrike here, right? Going back to the paper, this one is S45 VN, so both of these have the same steel. S45 VN, I'm gonna wipe a little bit of that oil there from the factory. Smaller cutting path on this one, but more of a straight edge as compared to the belly, right, on the Topsail. And okay, this one actually feels pretty good. I forgot to do the obligatory nail test. That feels nice. Bam, boom. Even comes with sound effects. So yeah, this one feels pretty slicey, ladies and gentlemen. So paper was no match, right? Not really proving much, but at least it can cut the paper. I've had a few lemons in the channel here over the last almost 3 years of making content that haven't even been able to cut paper out of the box. So that's why we start there. Same dual wall piece of cardboard, cutting diagonally, right? It's gonna look something like this. All right, little guy here putting in work. Now this cardboard's a little bit on the softer side. I think it maybe got wet right there in that area. So let's kind of try something different. Yeah, it did get wet. There's a sign there, a wet mark. Yeah, kind of accordions a little bit. But yeah, this guy is just going through that cardboard without any issues. Should probably bring a fresh new piece here just to do it justice. Bam, there we go. Boom. Bam, and one last one here, because again, I'm got to get enough leverage with my left hand. But yeah, needless to say, I went through that cardboard there pretty well. Now with this matte DLC, guess what? We're going to be able to wipe it off here, and it's as if nothing happened at all. So that is a theory, right? Diamond-like coating, but in a matte finish instead of a shiny finish. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, bam, there it is, right? Nice matte finish as if nothing happened. That is diamond-like coating in a nutshell. All right, guys, you all rate these in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10, 10 being the sharpest, right? Let me know how these perform from your point of view. And let me know in the comments below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 2 absolute new bangers from Kizer here in November. I mean, it's crazy to think we're, first of all, in November already, right? Out of all months, you know, we got December right around the corner. This year is almost a wrap up. And Kizer has been non-stop all year long. So this one here does not disappoint. And same thing with this other one here. The Shrike, this one's called the Topsail, this one's called the Shrike. Both are bolster locks, both got S45VN, different geometries. This one has a matte DLC coating on the blade. We have beautiful carbon fiber on this one with the gold accents. We have titanium on that one. Each offering a nice little good recipe for EDC, right? If you want a little bit of a smaller carry, right? This one, obviously, the Shrike is going to be a slightly better fit, especially if you like this kind of geometry, which, you know, for utility cuts, draw cuts, right? Little pinch grip like this to open up a package or something like that. It's going to come really, really handy. I absolutely love that kind of geometry. That is my cup of tea all day, every day. Or maybe you're more of a drop point belly knife type of guy. So this one got you covered here. Very smooth action, right? All of them have, you know, all kinds of deployment options, with this one having a combination of fuller, hole, and dump stud, right? This one just has the opening hole right there. So it's a little bit more of a clean design, a little bit more elegant from that standpoint. So check that out. I'm going to put a video card here for the Bulldog, also in that titanium finish, crystallized tie with the matte DLC as well. Or check out the video on the Ara here, right? Also, again, a Jonathan Styles and Paul Munko design collaboration, 2 designers in one knife. That video is going to be right here to the right, guys. Let me know your thoughts on these 2. What do you guys think about the Topsail and the Shrike? What do you guys like about it? What do you love about it? Anything you dislike about it, let me know, and let's hang out in the comment section down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.